Hey there, Mason here. For some weird reason, I'm using my phone for recording sake, but here's a thing I wanted since the past few months. It's the Thomas Talkin' Action Set, released in 2002 by Tony Toys. Let's get straight to the box. We can see the whole thing of Annie and Clarabelle being pulled by Thomas. They know there's some lines on the top that actually said Thomas theme tune with the Thomas logo and the Tomica logo. Here's a depth and the ID and its words, Talking Action Magic Well said. Here's the magic wells shown into every order, and some trees and some locations. On the top there is, you can see Thomas, Annie and Clarabelle on some blue track. The bottom is the exact same thing for some weird reason. But when we got to the side, we can actually see Annie and Clarabelle and Thomas being got to the station to be parked to pick up some carriages. Then we can see the Tomica logo, the Thomas logo as well, along with the part list, how the with little tracks work, and of course what the set would look like if you actually build it properly like it should. Or you can actually expand the set if parts sold separately. There's also the little thing to advertise you can buy more parts to make your own Tomica world. And I don't think the regular one just doesn't sell well except for the Thomas. Here's the bottom of the side of the box of a Duracell Power Check logo, which is kind of strange to see on the toy. Well, it's the battery they recommend for some weird reason. This battery predates Duracell Ultra Power, and of course it's renamed Duracell Ultra and Optimum. Sorry from the knock of the door, it was just my uncle literally got to the door for some weird reason. Yeah, sorry for the knock at one of the parts of the recording. And here's what the track looks like. Sorry if it's all jumbled up, and of course almost of all the trees is gone. I mean, all the trees were not there. One, the stickers got mixed up when the seller of this on eBay was actually selling it. The track stickers got mixed up, this one's supposed to be the Here We Go one, this one's supposed to be the All Aboard one, but hey, it's perfectly fine. You can just swap them around, use the box as reference, don't give up. Now time for the Thomas.
Alright, Thomas, here we go.
As we can see, he got to the station, which is the Farport station. Now he got almost to the tunnel. Sometimes you actually can say a line by this little switchy roo thing. Then we can actually just go to the tunnel and go to the little purple thing, or the chocolate thing, and we have the stop thing coming up. I'm going to change the track right here, because it will go to a different command. As you can see, he stops 3 times, 4 times, 3 times, then just continues on. I'm also going to swap out the one from the midnight one. You can actually see this says here we go, oh, this is train whistle. This is one of the speed up ones. Now we can go to the other one. Oh god. Sorry about this, but yeah, Thomas got to a derail. It's kind of common with these Thomas things. I just have to adjust it because of the stuck in whip gear. Now we have to see the Thomas being speed up. I'm gonna change the rail right there. Hopefully he doesn't see well again like he used to it before. Now we can see this whole thing going back to like it started, and we have to read the one from the beginning. And this is what it is. Now it's back to the Thomas theme. Now just got to the start of 3 or 4 time track. And now we can go back to the Farport station. This is where we're going to turn it off after the play time. If you don't know, this is the British version of this toy. There's an American version and there's a Japanese version. Which, if you didn't know, the Japanese version of Thomas and Friends have a female actor portraying as Thomas, which is kind of strange. This is even weirder than that, and of course, this was actually pain. I got this from an eBay bid. I understand that the wheel's not working pretty well because I actually got this with it not working properly. For a bit of history, I actually got it from eBay. It has some problems. There's ones that basically just stop automatically, as seen in my little video. It just doesn't work with the track, so I had to push it, but that didn't even read the green tracks. So yeah, I actually have to literally, because this thing on the bottom wasn't reading correctly. Yes, this springy thing supposed to actually do this was like up there because the spring wasn't adjusted, and the motors, the gear from it was has one of those things is broken. So basically, well, it stops like sometimes, just basically just stops, and I have to do a quick push. It does kind of work pretty well on the hard floors. Sorry, it's just me doing. Yeah, this track is so strange to fill, but yeah, it's just strange. It's just a problem with these, which always happens with these Thomases. Luckily, my dad fixes them, but yeah, they fix it all up. The track doesn't have the right stickers, but hey, it's all perfectly good. And yes, like I said, there's no trees, meaning yes, trees are non-existent in this one I got in. So why rate the set? Well, for the gimmick, it's actually pretty cool. I would give this an 8 out of 10, but actually, let's take a look at all the thing. This is actually my first Tomica set. Like, my first one. I got this yesterday, or by the time recording this, on New Year's Eve. When it finally got delivered. I think it just took us 2 days. And after the person actually mailed it to the company, it actually took that a day later, which is actually pretty decent. Props for you for doing that. And yes, the wheel does work, there's always a clicking noise, and this bottom part still works. I rate this set an 8 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. Mainly because the weird gimmick, but also the weird green track, being the most weirdest out of the bunch. So yeah, this is it. This is the Talking Action Thomas. Oh wait, I'm gonna mention about the details. This is actually a modification of some sort of 1999 Thomas. We have the original stickers, including the one on the back. There's no 3D whistle, there's a short stompy dome. There's his little wheels, including this fake widow wheel, which they did since 1999 for some weird reason. Because the original one just doesn't even have the middle in back in the day. Here's Annie, which actually has an on and off switch. So you can just hard off it. For some weird reason. I just said the words, just like the weird hard off store from Japan. And we have Carabao, which is just a coach. You can't remove Annie, which actually is the power system because of the wires. And I think those wires just probably have a good chance of being failing because of how much playtime it has. So yeah, 10 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. Well, 8 out of 10 because of the problems I have, but if it actually doesn't have these, it would be a 10 out of 10. And if from the footage earlier, it just stops. Like sometimes it stops, sometimes it turns itself off because of the adjusting. Like sometimes it goes like that. Yeah, so this is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope I can see you again pretty soon. Goodbye from us.